Coming to you live this week from Atlanta, Georgia, I'm your host, Kelley Bostian. And if you think you're a normal person, welcome to the Normal Person Podcast.
Some people act like normal's a four-letter word, but most of us want to be normal. To sit and talk for a bit about it, whatever it is. Are you okay today to press play? Is there any other way to be normal?
This week, we're shaking things up with our first ever Wildcard Special. Unlike our other episodes, this one's all about the unexpected. When I interview people for this podcast, I always end the interview with a random wildcard question. Most of the time, the answers are normal, but every now and then, the guest responds in a way that's downright fascinating. While I've been editing the show, I've collected my favorite responses into a special folder, and I realized this would be a great episode of the podcast. In our first ever Wildcard Question Special, I'll be sharing a few of my favorite responses in all of their glory. I even hired a professional narrator to help spice things up. Now, get excited, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm about to spin the official wildcard wheel, which will decide which wildcard question we read first. All right, here we go. Oh, and one last thing. If you're enjoying the show, please subscribe and leave us a review if you haven't already. It really helps us out. Okay, let's get this thing started. Okay, this is actually going to be a really good first wildcard question. If you remember Joy and Kathy from our second episode, then you'll remember how insightful and down-to-earth this pair of friends were. What you didn't hear from them was their response to the following question.
What is a job you wish existed, but does not actually exist?
A job that existed, but doesn't actually exist. I feel like people make up jobs all the time now, so it's hard. I'm gonna go. I don't know. What's yours?
I would be a hireable friend. A hireable friend.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, like, okay, so it's, I see what you're saying, because I've thought about this before. It's like escorts, but not in the, like, bad way.
But not in prostitution.
Yeah. But, like, I'm actually going to be, like, you're paying for friendship.
Yeah, you're paying for friendship.
Okay, I see.
Or,
that.
like, you know how, like, let's say you're going to your 10-year class
Isn't
reunion.
that a pen pal?
I'm sure these exist. You're going to your 10-year class reunion and you need a friend.
Wow.
You
That's
hire
a lot
me.
of work for you, though.
Is
now
it?
you gotta try and actually learn this person in
Yeah, you
a
gotta be
short
an
amount of
actor.
time, because you have to actually show people that you.
But
are
also, you can take the attention away from y'all and just talk to other people. Just make it seem like y'all just, oh, we're great. You just need somebody to say, hey, I'm your friend. And
That's true. I love that
see
answer,
that.
actually. I'm going to think about that, and then if I come up with a good business plan, I'll reach out to you.
Please.
And we can figure it out. I'm still working out the details of the hireable friend business plan, Joy. Joy and Kathy weren't the only past guests that had an interesting response to this question. Remember our friend Steven from Ghana who shared his addiction to socializing in episode 3? Here's what he had to say to the same wildcard question. Is there a job that you wish existed that doesn't actually exist?
That's not a question I usually think about.
Yeah, that's why I love it. It's like, if you could get paid money to do something that doesn't exist, what would it be?
Let's see. So I'm sure probably the most like out of the norm thing that I can think of as a job probably exists somewhere. But if I had to just like ballpark it, I'll probably just say like just sit on the couch.
Okay.
But I'm sure you could probably just find that on like TikTok or something as well.
Yeah. What would be the quantifying payment method? Like the hour sit, like literally just sitting on the couch?
Just the hours sat on the couch, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would be the pay rate of that?
I would say, it's,
Is it minimum wage?
just minimum wage probably. I can't really expect that being much entertaining.
Plus tips, though.
Plus tips, of course.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think when I asked someone last week, they were paying to be someone's friend. pretending to be their friend, they pay you, you know? So it's like going to like high school reunions or like, what else did she say? I don't know. But she was like, if I would charge like $30 an hour to be someone's friend.
That's interesting. I didn't really think about that. I think, yeah, like an escort for friendship.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I never really thought about it like that.
Very. Or anything you want to say before we cut it? You've been a great...
Oh.
You're actually the first guest today. We just set
really?
up like 30 minutes ago. Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow. Look at me. I'm pleased by that.
Well, I'm glad you've been a great guest.
Okay. Well, my mom is right there and I just want to say hi, Mom.
Hi, what's your mom's name?
Salome.
Salome?
Yes.
Thank you for being an audience member. See what I mean, Joy? I feel like this friend for hire thing could actually take off. Oh, and if you're listening on Spotify, by the way, stop what you're doing right now and let us know in this week's poll what you think the proper payment method for sitting on a couch should be. Salary, by the hour, contract. Shockingly, most people we talked to about this seem to be divided on this question. So we want to settle this debate once and for all in a good old-fashioned online poll. All right, we having fun, everyone? Let's spin the wildcard wheel again and see what our next segment will be. Okay, our next wildcard question response is going to be really great, but you've actually never heard from this guest before on the show. I'm excited to introduce you to TURNT, an up-and-coming rapper, content creator, and as you'll hear directly from him in just a few moments, an aspiring behavioral psychologist.
What's something you know way too much about?
Most obscure.
Like crazy.
Yeah, like
something you wouldn't really share this with anyone that you're friends with, like, but you're obsessed with it.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really like obsessed with myself, and also just like at a point right now, I'm obsessed with studying people, like almost like studying people mannerism, like on some stalker shit. Like I really do be obsessed with
like behaviors.
Yes, like what makes this person want to do this? Why did you react this way?
Right.
And what made you want to follow through with this action? Because I'm a very spontaneous person.
Yeah.
So sometimes the way I react to things is so like abstract, and then when you see other people and how they behave in life, it makes you just psych out. Like, damn, so many possibilities.
Have you ever considered being a psychologist?
Yeah and no. Because it's like, yeah, I want to learn people, but I'm a type of person, I'm learning through the adventure of life.
Yeah. You don't need to go through the formal education to, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There's a lot of learning that you do just by experience.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
More learning than reading sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the most obscure thing you think?
And wanting to be like a master seductive, like a master person that just, you get what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, like you want to be able to. So what are your intentions with this? Like
I want to be the master of seducing.
Like women or just people?
People, because seducing doesn't necessarily have to be sexual.
Right. But the word seducing like kind of gives.
It
off
does give
yeah.
lust, but you can have lust towards what a person has, not a person.
Okay.
And make it like, yeah. Platonically, he's seductive. It's basically like, cause you gotta think, seducing something is very like manipulative.
Yeah.
And and that's the construct. Like that's very like third party, cause you have to think about how, okay, if I do this action, this is how this person is gonna react.
Right.
And you have to look at it from a third party perspective before you even do it, so it happens correctly.
So kind of more like, you're interested in kind of like observing like behaviors of people to see like how can I act in a certain way to get the best outcome.
Yes, because you gotta think everything is probability.
It is, literally though. Like it is. Everything's random.
This is random.
It is. Yeah. I didn't know I'd be setting up here.
Let alone y'all asked me this question. It was a very good question.
That is a good question.
Because now it got me thinking like.
On a serious note, if you want to support a local Atlanta rapper, go follow my man TURNT. You can find his info in the show notes. All right, I couldn't find any other responses to this particular question, so let's see what other questions we have this week. Ooh, okay. Our next question might generate some heated discussion in certain circles of r/dieting. If you remember Mike from episode 3, the fitness trainer by day and social media addict by night, then you're going to love his response to the following question.
If you could invent a holiday, what would it be?
If I can invent a new holiday, I would invent a fasting holiday.
Fasting.
Nobody eats that day.
Okay.
Just go on a straight water fast that day.
No food.
No, today is the holiday where nobody eats anything.
Wow. That would be hard in America.
But, you know, I mean, it's
necessary.
It's necessary. That would be a holiday that I would introduce.
Right. What day would this holiday be on?
The day after Thanksgiving.
Ooh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. And like, would it start?
It would start after the it would start at midnight, and then the next day nobody eats nothing. All you do is drink water the next day.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would the name of it be? Just fasting day?
Yeah, it would be a fast for wellness or something. You know, it's our fast for wellness day, or fast to get fast for wellness. Yeah, you know, or fast for digestion or something like that. But yeah, it would definitely be that day, because between Thanksgiving and New Year's, you know, the average person gains about 16 to 20 pounds.
Right.
You know, and the sickness and the infections and everything increases. I've been in the health and wellness business for 30 plus years, and people eat a ton of food for Thanksgiving, and they'll stay on that trail until New Year's. You know, but because, you know, once you get that momentum going, sometimes you just can't stop, you know, and you're going to parties.
Like, why not?
Yeah. So yeah, that's what it would be, man. Yeah,
National
absolutely.
Fasting Day. I really could get behind this. And there's a lot of other cultures that do it, like obviously for religious reasons, but I know that there's definitely cultures for non-religious reasons that have fasting days. Would this be, last question, would this be enforced?
Oh, yeah. You can't, every restaurant got to close.
Okay.
You know, I probably wouldn't say grocery stores, but I would just say, you know, and it would have to be up to a certain age, you know, because babies got to eat, you know. Yeah. So, but I would say, you know, adults, no restaurants can be open. You know, you just can't eat that day. You got to drink water.
Okay. National Fasting Drinking Water Day. What day is Thanksgiving? It's the third Thursday.
It's the 27th of the month, the day after Thanksgiving. You can't eat nothing. You just got to drink water.
And then you get bonus points if you continue to fast up until end of November?
Well, you'd be surprised what that first fast would do to some people.
Really?
Yeah, it would show them how fasting makes them feel, and they would want to do it more often.
Less than, and like eating something, not like a full, you know, meal, but I don't think I've ever gone more than a day. What would you say fasting gives people?
It gives you a clarity.
Okay.
It helps you with the digestive system.
Okay.
It helps with heart rate. It helps with the insulin levels, the blood sugar levels.
Wow.
And it also helps you lose weight, because once you stop eating foods, your metabolism speeds up and your body starts burning more calories, and your food tap into the stored fat for energy. And then that helps you deplete body fat and increases your natural energy.
Wow. So there's a lot of benefits. Would you recommend doing that?
Yeah, I believe in cleansing. I really do. And I own a cleansing supplement, an all natural supplement. And I believe that you should do a detox cleanse every 4 to 6 weeks, simply because the foods that we eat today, our body is not designed to digest and break those foods down.
Yeah.
That's why we have back issues. That's why we sleep for 5 to 6 hours and we're still tired when we wake up, because those chemicals and those processed foods are robbing you of your natural energy.
That makes sense.
You know? So you need something to help you rid those toxins out of your body. And, you know, if you can't get to a sauna, I would say definitely detox.
Okay.
You know, do a natural detox. So I believe in the detox gels. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try it this year. You've inspired me. I've never done it before, but it's like, what do I have to lose? You know?
Yeah,
and then if I
absolutely.
get really hungry, I'll just eat it.
I
anyways.
couldn't
If you got any
agree more,
questions, give me a
Mike.
call.
America needs a day of fasting awareness, but I think we might need to workshop the name just a little bit. I was thinking something like Feast Free Friday. You know, it's hashtagable, there's a marketing. Anyways, you're right. Mike, if you're listening, give me a call, like you said, and let's get together soon, workshop this. I think we might be onto something big for real. Okay, it looks like we have one more response to share today, and it's to the exact same question that Mike answered. Let's hear what our friend Gerald, an active Air Force member and sleeping speedrunner, if you listen to episode 2, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see what he has to say on the topic of national
Wildcard
holidays.
question, which
Sure.
I could ask everyone. Actually, can you give me that list? I don't want to ask you the one that I just asked, but I asked ChatGPT. I was like,
Sure.
what are 50 questions to ask a stranger that they would like not expect? All right. And the very
Go for it.
this is the first one that ChatGPT said, which I'm not going to ask. But what happens when you die?
When you
But
die?
don't we don't have to do that one. That's a really deep
You
conversation.
hope for the best.
All right, you ready for this?
Yes.
If you could invent a new holiday, what would it be? And tell me a little bit about some of its traditions and customs.
So, a new holiday. Well, given where we're our state of the world, Happiness Day.
Happiness Day.
You have to, by law, you have to be happy that day. Everybody's got to be happy at least one day, so
what
they can look
happens to
back.
the people that aren't happy?
They are made to be happy. They get forced happiness.
Okay, so we inject them with dopamine.
Yes.
What would be some of the traditions on Happiness Day?
You got to say at least 5 nice things to somebody you don't know, to a stranger.
Okay. What should it be on your birthday? What's a good day for this? Because summer is a good happy time.
Yeah, but summer is not ubiquitous across the planet.
That's true. That's what I was thinking. I was like, it can't be an international holiday.
You have to pick something where at least kind of everybody's in their spring, not winter, and kind of get a middle ground, somewhere in the middle. Because you figure the southern hemisphere now is in winter, so you got to find like a middle ground.
Okay, so Happiness Day, everyone has to be happy by law.
And you have to 5 nice things
5 nice things.
to a random stranger.
What are you doing next year for Happiness Day? What's your plan?
Go meet new people.
Okay.
Go out, meet new people.
Because everyone's happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's
That
the
would
best
be
time.
nice. It's
Everybody's
kind of
approachable.
like whatever the reverse of the purge is.
Right?
Yeah, that's Happiness Day. All right. Well, anything you want to say while cameras are rolling?
No, I just thank you. What you guys are doing is awesome. A chance to sit and speak and meet a stranger.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, very
Appreciate
rare
it.
in this day and age.
I wish you guys a lot of prosperity with your podcast and hope it blows up. Maybe I'll see myself somewhere. I hope
Maybe.
so.
Well, it looks like that's the end of today's episode. Thanks again for listening to the Normal Person
Kelley?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, I know you're wrapping up and everything, but I just found a wildcard question on the ground that
Okay.
seems to have fallen off the wildcard wheel.
Yeah.
Do we have time for another?
No, yeah, that's fine. If you're still listening, I guess we have one more wildcard question to share on today's episode, if you have time. Take it away, professional narrator.
What's a conspiracy theory you actually believe?
Oh, I love this question. Okay, can you give me what's conspiracy theory mean just for a brief moment?
A conspiracy theory is like something that is not necessarily like proven to be true, but there's a conspiracy that it could be true and a lot of evidence. So to give you an example, some people think that 9/11 was like an inside job from the government. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest conspiracies of all time.
Okay.
What's another example of a conspiracy theory?
I was about to say the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
I would go to Into the Earth for that because I feel like it's true, but then again I don't. But then again, it's like if it is, then hey, call me. I got a few people I can sacrifice.
So is the Illuminati like the one that you feel like you believe the most?
It's kind of like a yes, but then it's like I want to believe it. I got to see it to believe it. But then again,
You can't.
It's like it is kind of evidence is out there from different people and stuff. But then again, it was like I want to see it to believe it.
Right.
But I mean, if y'all watching, call me. Like, I got a few people, you know.
What about 9/11? What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I don't have no opinion on that because like I don't even know where I was. What year was that?
2001.
I was only 4 years old.
Do you remember where you were?
I was 4. I don't remember when I was like past. Like the first memory I have was me being in kindergarten. So that was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
But as before that, I don't have no memory of none of that. So
Interesting. I'm trying to think of another conspiracy theory. Do you think the moon landing was real?
girl, no. Like,
do you think the Earth is flat, or?
I don't know. I want to talk about this, like this time period, like the days, the time, and it's like I was having that conversation with my friend, and it's like we was basically saying like time is just like an illusion. It really is, because it's like, how do we know we really in 2024? Like, you know,
I don't know.
Like time is just continuing and stuff like that. Like you get what I'm saying with that? Yeah, it's like calendars, but it's like who really made up the time, like the dates, the time, and stuff like that. Because it's like different time zones in different cities and states and countries and stuff. So I'm like, who really made up time?
Who's in control of it?
Yeah, somebody got to be in control of it.
Who do you think that would be?
Somewhere in the government or past the government or somebody. Illuminati.
So confirmed on this podcast, Illuminati controls like the time.
They control wherever they want to control.
That's true. That's
Okay.
true. Well, thank you so much for being a guest.
That's the end of today's episode. For real this time. We hope you enjoyed our first ever Wild Question special and all the responses shared by our extraordinary guests. Again, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the show. We release new episodes every Wednesday, and you'll get notified as soon as they drop. Plus, it really helps us out to reach new normal people just like yourself. Keep an eye out in the future for more Wildcard specials. I'm not sure how frequently we'll drop them, but like anything special in life, I'll know when the time is right. Thanks again for tuning in, and until next time, stay curious and keep being your amazing normal selves. I'm Kelley Bostian. We'll see you next week.